Hey y'all, today is going to be an onion harvest day. We planted these onions in this raised bed. Well, Danny did. I don't know when he did it exactly, but they were just the little onion starts that I got from like the feed store. And he put them in here. And I live in zone 8A Mississippi, and we don't have the best luck when it comes to growing onions. And a few of these onions have bulbed out, you know, sort of big anyway. So I'm excited about that, but most of them are quite small. Back, I don't know, I guess about a month ago, the green part of the onion was beginning to flop over, but they were still green. So I cut them and I made onion powder out of those green onion tops and left the rest of it in there so the onion bulb could still grow a little bit more, but I think they've done all they're going to do. So today I'm going to pull them out of this raised bed and show y'all what I was able to get. Looking at the onions in this raised bed, look, I have green beans, string beans growing at the back of the bed, and we actually have some little string beans forming. See? I'm excited about that. But these are the onions. See, like the green is totally dead now, but this is as big as the onions are, which is better, considerably better than what I've been able to get in the past. So that's good. But anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and pull these. And then maybe I'll plant some other things in the front here. I have a couple of peppers in this bed too. But like, here's one. I even came through and gave it extra fertilizer because I've heard people say that onions are heavy feeders. So I fertilize more often. But these bulbs, they just don't get very big for me here. I don't know. Maybe they don't get enough sun, but I put them in the sunniest spot that I have on my property. It looks like the size of a shallot. Anyway. We have had a lot of rain here lately. I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not, but here's one. I was fixing to cover that one up. Look at there. Now, in years past, this would be about the size that I would get for every onion. So, comparing those two, a little bit better. And I even came through and like what they call spooning the onion bulbs, which is loosening the earth around, loosening the dirt around the bulb so it would have more of an opportunity to bulb out, you know, to grow. I did that too. I guess if I hadn't done that, I would barely be pulling up any kind of an onion bulb at all. I don't know. Maybe I just don't have the right climate. This is a green onion. This is a red onion or purple onion. That looks good. Pretty. As you can tell, I don't really grow a garden for preserving and to like make it through the winter on what I harvest, because we would be starving folks. I just do it for fun. How many of y'all garden for fun? I mean, I'm glad that somebody is able to grow some good onions because I love onions and I cook with them all the time. See, look at that one. It still has some pretty good green growth on it. But I'm done with it. I'm just pulling them up. Oh, that one grew kind of long. That's neat. Ooh, that was 2 in one hole. That's a nice size one. Okay, this is the Great Onion Harvest 2026 edition. Maybe a little bit better than last year, but really nothing to write home about. That's probably the biggest one we have. Not nearly as big as what you can get in the grocery store, but they're homegrown. That's about the biggest red one we have. But yeah, they're cute. They're cute. I'll take it. Y'all have heard me talk about my green stalk. And it's growing strawberries, and I had it packed out with lettuce earlier in the year, which I've already taken out, except some of that red lettuce. I still have some of that. But I put a few onions in here, and look, these onions are actually the biggest ones that have grown. They still have some green on them, so I'm gonna leave them in here and just see how big they will get in this green stalk. And if that's the case that the onions are gonna grow better in a green stalk, I might invest in some more green stalks and just grow onions in those. In other vegetable garden updates, these are our tomatoes. We're growing them in these pots. And look, they're forming pretty well. And I have already, oh look, those are kind of blushing already. This is cucumbers. Those look pretty. Maybe we'll have a lot of cucumbers. Oh, here's some more tomatoes. Tomatoes are like Danny's thing. I think these are Better Boy tomatoes. That's the kind that he likes to grow. And I don't mess with his tomatoes. He takes care of them. But these are mine. These are little, like cherry tomatoes. And I've already picked some off of here and eaten them. There's one. These are the orange kind. They're, I don't know what the name of them is, I forgot. But they're very good. They taste really well. And here's some more. I have basil growing in the pots with my little cherry tomatoes. Here's squash. And look, I actually have a few squash this year. Last year I didn't have any squash whatsoever. So I at least have 3. Here's some basil. These are some zinnias that I planted in this little raised bed container. I think those are pretty. And look, here's some echinacea. These little seeds just blew into this pot. There's a raspberry plant in here, which doesn't make raspberries. But anyway, the echinacea are doing well in this pot, so I'm going to leave it. I feel this damage on this raised bed and this fence is from the ice storm that we had when all the limbs fell. Anyway, I filled this raised bed up with sunflower seeds, and not a one of them germinated. Have y'all ever known sunflowers not to germinate? I think the squirrels were watching me, and as soon as I turned my back, they came and just took all the seeds that they wanted, which was every one of them. So I stuck a couple of tomato plants in here, and I think these are cucumbers that I stuck in that end. So that's how that's growing. More of my onion harvest. I'll plant an onion anywhere. This is the extent of my onion harvest. I'm becoming discouraged. I try to be upbeat and say, oh, just grow something. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time. You'll love it. But when this is the biggest onion that you grow, when, you know, let me get a grocery store onion for you. This is a grocery store onion. And see how it still has paper on it? And this is the biggest onion that I grew. I mean, come on. What gives? And what happened to all the paper that's supposed to be on this onion bulb? I don't know. I don't think I live in the right environment. Gardening's hard. It's hard. And look, my grow lights. I tried to start some things from seed this year. The main thing that I wanted to really grow from seed were the double Sahara raspberry ripple zinnias, the dwarf zinnias. So I ordered some online and grew them, started them inside because I didn't want to just direct sow them. Hey, Rebel. Because I wanted to really be in control of them and have them in the individual cells and let them grow on, and then I could set them out where I wanted them to go. Well, they grew, and I had them outside hardening off, and something ate them on my side porch. I don't know if it was a squirrel or if it was a mouse or if it was a chipmunk or what, but something ate them dang near all. I still took them outside and planted them. It's just one little green nub sticking up out of the seed cell thing, soil cell. I mean, that's a lot of time. I spend a lot of time doing this stuff. And it's disheartening. But, you know, what else am I going to do? What else am I going to do with this time? So, at least it gets me outside. I think I can donate my grow racks. Nothing really does well on those for me. Anyway, back to the onions. I have them laid out here. This is my dining room. I just have them laid out on my dining room table because we don't really eat in the dining room. And when these kind of dry, I'll cut the dead stuff off like that, and then the root part and this onion part, that will store in my pantry where it's dark and cool. So I don't know, how long do y'all think that these will last me? About a month, if that long. Anyway, that's today's video. So go out there and get in your garden if you want to. Bye.